Inclusion is a journey. There is no end point to inclusion and definitely no perfect place to start. Also, no school is perfectly inclusive, but it is important to keep in mind to have an inclusive mindset before we begin this journey. Inclusion will look different for different schools. What it will look like for every school will depend on the priorities defined by every school, the stakeholders' buy-in in each school, as well as the available resources. I am going to be sharing 10 good inclusive practices that are currently being practiced across various schools in India. Inclusive policies. Every school may have several different policies. Some of these policies may be related to the admission of children given to the school. Some may be related to how the school thinks about mental health support and support for children with special needs. With policies like the RTE or the Right to Education, the government too has legally mandated schools to take on 25% children from disadvantaged background, and this includes children with disabilities and delays. Teacher training. Teacher training is something that most schools engage in, but typically schools end up doing this at the start of the academic year in the context of professional development. Teacher training is something that needs to be done on an ongoing basis, and it is important to keep in mind the evolving needs of teachers when we think about and plan teacher training. Visual reminders and reinforcements about being inclusive. This could be posters, this could be artwork done by other stakeholders, children as well. It could be just about anything that serves as a reminder to be mindful that it is okay to be different and celebrate diversity. Some schools also use something called a shout-out board, where various stakeholders are free to put up notices about anyone and thank anyone when they feel supported in any which way. Circle time. Circle time is something that most schools do up to 2nd or 3rd grade with the intention of language development. However, circle time is something that schools can do all the way up to the end of school, be it grade 10 or grade 12. This is a time that can be used to discuss issues that don't generally get discussed in the classroom space. These could be concerns related to the class, it could be concerns related to the school in general, or it could be related to topics that are of interest to the students that don't ordinarily get talked about. This could involve topics like mental health, sexuality, gender-related issues, among other things. A special resource team. A special resource team usually comprises of people from the mental health professional as well as special educators, and these are individuals who are available to support every single stakeholder in the school, including teachers. In the context of the classroom, the special resource team can work in conjunction with the teachers to support them to support children to meet their academic and emotional needs. Buddy system. A buddy system can be done in several ways. It can be done within a classroom where every child is buddied with another child, or it can be done across classrooms where an entire grade of students can be buddied with another grade of students. The buddy system supports children to learn in different ways through peer support, peer learning. Oftentimes, students find it so much more helpful to reach out to their friend for support rather than reaching out to the teacher over and over again when they don't understand things. Protected time for teachers to discuss good teaching practices. Oftentimes, we've been to schools and seen that teachers use some amazingly creative strategies to teach their students. However, nobody else in the school actually knows what's going on because there is no time to discuss what they're doing in their classrooms. For a school to call out protected time so that teachers can discuss what they are doing in their classrooms becomes really important. This is a time that can be used to discuss what teachers are doing in their classrooms that is going well, but also talk about things that they have tried that have not gone well. It is important to figure out what's not working well so that together they can brainstorm to be able to figure out what they can do together to make their classrooms more engaging and meaningful. An inclusion committee. An inclusion committee can be an integral part of a school engaging in inclusive practices. An inclusion committee is a committee that is responsible to take on the onus of inclusion and make sure that things get implemented in this journey. The inclusion committee could consist of various stakeholders within the school system, and that could include the school's leadership, teachers, parents, students, as well as members of the special resource team. A support group for parents. A support group is always helpful for parents to come together to build a sense of community, to experience a sense of belongingness and know that they're not alone on this journey. An inclusive curriculum. An inclusive curriculum is one that is strengths-based and focuses more on the process of learning and celebrates learning rather than only focusing on the marks students get as well as their assessments. For instance, in a class, if there is a task to write a story, A child could be graded on the creativity that he brings to this story and the ideas he puts down, rather than focusing on errors that he perhaps might make while writing in terms of spellings or grammar. Engaging in inclusive practices in every school is important because schools are a space where children need to feel a sense of belonging. They need to feel a sense of comfort. They need to feel welcomed into their own schools and classrooms. Schools need to engage in these practices to let children know that it's okay to be different, and it is a good practice to celebrate diversity. If you found this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.